Imagine a world where God could simply snap his fingers and make evil disappear. Sounds great, right? But what if I told you that God's decision to keep Satan around is part of a grand strategy? A strategy so clever, it's hidden in plain sight throughout the Bible. Today we're peeling back the layers of this divine plan. You might be thinking, wait, God can't get rid of Satan? It's a shocking thought, isn't it? But the truth is even more surprising. God's choice to allow Satan's existence is no weakness. It's a masterful move in a cosmic chess game that spans eternity. Understanding this divine strategy could completely change how you see good, evil, and God's ultimate plan. It's not just about winning a battle, it's about winning hearts and minds. Are you ready to see the world through new eyes? But before we dive into the why, we need to understand the who. In our next section, we'll reveal the origins of Satan's fall from grace. Trust me, it's a story that will make you question everything you thought you knew about the enemy of mankind. The fall from grace, Satan's origin story. Picture a being of unimaginable beauty and wisdom, radiating light and perfection. This was Lucifer, the light bearer, a high-ranking angel in heaven. Created as the seal of perfection, full of wisdom and flawless in beauty, Lucifer stood at the pinnacle of God's creation. His splendor was beyond compare, his status unrivaled among the heavenly host. But beneath this dazzling exterior, a shadow was growing. Pride, that most insidious of sins, began to take root in Lucifer's heart. He gazed upon his own beauty and wisdom, and instead of praising the Creator, he became enamored with himself. This self-admiration twisted into ambition, and soon, Lucifer's thoughts turned to greatness beyond his station. In the quiet corners of heaven, Lucifer's whispers of discontent grew louder. "Why should God alone rule?" he mused. "Am I not worthy of worship? Could I not ascend and claim a throne for myself?" These thoughts, once unthinkable, now consumed him. The Bible captures this fateful moment. "You said in your heart, I will ascend to heaven. I will raise my throne above the stars of God." Lucifer's rebellion was not a quiet affair. It shook the very foundations of heaven. He rallied other angels to his cause, promising them glory and power if they would join his uprising. The stage was set for the greatest conflict in the history of creation. Imagine the shock and horror as the peaceful realm of heaven erupted into war. On one side stood Lucifer and his followers, their beauty now twisted by pride and rebellion. On the other, the Archangel Michael led the armies of heaven, defending God's authority. The clash was epic, beyond human comprehension. The Bible gives us a glimpse of this cosmic battle. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon and his angels fought back. The conflict raged, but the outcome was never in doubt. God's power is absolute, and those who oppose him cannot stand. In a moment of divine judgment, Lucifer and his rebel angels were cast out of heaven. The Bible describes it vividly. The great dragon was hurled down, that ancient serpent called the devil or Satan, who leads the whole world astray. In an instant, the once radiant Lucifer became Satan, the adversary, expelled from the presence of God. This fall was more than just a change of address. It was a fundamental transformation. The beauty that had been Lucifer's glory became corrupted. His wisdom turned to cunning, his light to darkness. As the Bible says, "Your heart became proud on account of your beauty, and you corrupted your wisdom because of your splendor." Satan's expulsion from heaven marked the beginning of his role as the continuous adversary of God and humanity. No longer content with ruling alongside God, he now sought to oppose him at every turn. His fall set the stage for the cosmic drama that would unfold on Earth, with humanity caught in the middle. The divine paradox: why God can't destroy Satan. Now that we've witnessed Satan's dramatic fall from grace, a burning question remains. Why doesn't God simply eliminate this source of evil? It's a puzzle that has perplexed believers and skeptics alike for centuries. The answer, as we'll soon discover, reveals a profound truth about the nature of God's power and his ultimate plan for creation. At first glance, it seems like a simple solution. God is all-powerful, so why not just erase Satan from existence? But this apparent contradiction, an omnipotent God who allows evil to persist, holds the key to understanding a deeper divine strategy. To unravel this mystery, we need to look beyond our human understanding of life and death. Satan, like all angels, is a spirit being. Created in God's likeness, these entities exist on a plane beyond our physical realm. They can't simply be killed in the way we understand death. Their very essence is eternal, a reflection of the immortal nature of their creator. But there's more to this divine paradox than just the nature of spiritual beings. At the heart of God's creation lies a fundamental principle: free will. This gift, bestowed upon both angels and humans, is the cornerstone of genuine love and choice. Without the ability to choose, how could any being truly love or serve God? Here's where things get really interesting. If God were to eliminate every being who chose to rebel against him, wouldn't that undermine the very concept of free will? It would be like a parent who, instead of guiding their child through life's challenges, simply removed any possibility of making mistakes. The result? A relationship built not on love, but on coercion. So we're left with some profound questions. If God allows evil to exist because of free will, does that mean he's not truly all-powerful? Or is there a greater purpose at work, one that we can barely comprehend from our limited perspective? The answer lies in understanding God's long-term strategy. By allowing Satan to continue existing, God isn't showing weakness. Instead, he's demonstrating supreme confidence in the final outcome. It's like a master chess player who allows their opponent to make moves, knowing that every action will ultimately lead to checkmate. Satan's continued existence serves multiple purposes in God's grand design. It provides a constant reminder of the consequences of pride and rebellion. It offers opportunities for humans to choose good over evil, strengthening their faith and character. And perhaps most importantly, it sets the stage for a final, undeniable victory of good over evil, a triumph that will leave no doubt about God's power and justice. The unexpected role of evil in God's master plan. In a world of black and white, good and evil, we often overlook the shades of grey that shape our spiritual journey. What if I told you that the very existence of Satan, the embodiment of evil, plays a crucial role in God's master plan for humanity? It's a concept that challenges our understanding of good and evil and reveals the intricate tapestry of divine wisdom. Imagine for a moment that God's plan is like a grand chess game, where every piece, even the ones that seem to oppose him, serve a greater purpose. Satan, the fallen angel, becomes an unwitting pawn in this cosmic strategy. His actions, while meant to thwart God's will, paradoxically contribute to the fulfillment of divine prophecy and the redemption of mankind. Consider the temptation of Jesus in the wilderness. Satan, thinking he could derail God's plan, presents Jesus with 3 enticing offers. Yet with each refusal, Jesus not only demonstrates his unwavering commitment to God, but also provides us with a powerful example of resisting temptation. In this pivotal moment, Satan's attempt to subvert God's will becomes the very means by which Jesus proves his worthiness to bear the sins of the world. But the story doesn't end there. Think about Judas, the disciple who betrayed Jesus. Satan's influence on Judas set in motion the events leading to the crucifixion, the very act that would ultimately bring salvation to humanity. It's a startling realization. Satan's schemes, intended for evil, became instrumental in God's plan for redemption. These examples reveal a profound truth. The presence of evil and temptation in our world isn't just an obstacle to overcome. It's an opportunity for spiritual growth, a chance to strengthen our faith and develop virtues that would otherwise lie dormant. Every time we resist temptation, every moment we choose good over evil, we grow stronger in our relationship with God. Imagine a world without challenges, without the option to choose wrong. Would our faith be as meaningful if it were never tested? Would our character be as strong if it were never challenged? The reality is, overcoming the trials posed by Satan's influence allows us to forge a deeper, more meaningful connection with our Creator. This understanding transforms our perception of evil. No longer is it merely a force to be feared or avoided at all costs. Instead, it becomes a tool for spiritual refinement. a whetstone against which we sharpen our faith and resolve. The struggles we face, the temptations we overcome, these are the very things that shape us into the people God intends us to be. As we grapple with this new perspective, we begin to see the genius of God's strategy. By allowing Satan to exist and operate within certain boundaries, God provides us with the opportunity to choose him freely and genuinely. Our faith, tested and refined through trials, becomes stronger and more authentic than it could ever be in a world without challenges. The ultimate victory, God's long game. We've journeyed from the glittering halls of heaven to the depths of spiritual warfare, uncovering the shocking truth about Satan's fall and his unexpected role in God's grand design. But our story isn't over yet. In fact, we're about to reveal the most mind-blowing part of this cosmic drama. Remember how we said God's decision to keep Satan around wasn't a sign of weakness? Well, get ready, because we're about to see just how true that is. God's allowance of Satan's existence isn't just a quirk of divine policy, it's a bold statement of absolute confidence. Picture a master chess player so sure of their strategy that they let their opponent make moves seemingly unchecked. That's God's approach to Satan. He's not worried about the outcome because he knows the game is already won. This long-term strategy shows off God's patience, wisdom, and unwavering commitment to free will in ways that will leave you in awe. Think about it. Even in the face of outright rebellion, God doesn't simply squash his opponents. Instead, he weaves their very actions into his master plan. It's like watching a master artist turn spilled paint into a masterpiece. Every move Satan makes thinking he's outsmarting God actually brings us one step closer to the divine endgame. Now you might be wondering, if God's so confident, why not end it all now? Well, that's where things get really interesting. The journey itself serves a greater purpose. Each temptation resisted, each trial overcome, shapes us and strengthens our faith in ways instant victory never could. But make no mistake, Satan's defeat is coming, and it's going to be spectacular. The Bible paints a vivid picture of this final showdown. Revelation tells us of a time when Satan will be bound for 1,000 years, then released for one last rebellion before being cast into the lake of fire forever. It's the ultimate checkmate in this cosmic chess game. Here's the kicker, though. This final victory isn't just about God flexing his divine muscles. It's about proving beyond any shadow of doubt that love, faith, and free will triumph over force and coercion. When the dust settles, every knee will bow not out of fear, but out of awe at the wisdom of God's plan. This understanding doesn't just change how we see Satan, it transforms our entire perspective on faith and the challenges we face. Suddenly, those trials that seemed like roadblocks become opportunities for growth. The temptations that felt like torture become chances to prove our faith. A new perspective on faith and adversity. As we reach the end of our journey, a profound truth emerges. God's allowance of Satan's existence isn't a flaw in the divine plan, but a key part of it. This cosmic chess game reveals God's wisdom in ways we never imagined. Every challenge, every temptation becomes a chance to grow stronger in faith. Think about the trials in your life. What if they're not just obstacles, but opportunities? Each time you resist temptation or overcome hardship, you're not just surviving, you're thriving in God's grand design. This new perspective can transform how we face life's difficulties.